a lot of people don't know what the F they're talking about when it comes to the New England Patriots hiring Bill O'Brien as their OC. And I say what the F just to keep it PG-13, but I'm not going to make any promises that I'm going to be able to keep this segment PG-13 because a lot of the opinions surrounding Bill O'Brien and the Patriots bringing him in to replace Matt Patricia have been really wrong, to say the least. I mean, people make it seem like Bill O'Brien is the Patriots head coach or he's finna be their general manager. Like, the Patriots hired Bill O'Brien to call the plays on offense. Did you not see how bad their offense was last year? These boys made Matt Patricia their offensive coordinator. This dude was a defensive coordinator, man. This man never called plays. And despite that, Bill Belichick, with his second-year franchise quarterback, after a promising rookie season, says, you know what, I'm going to ruin Mac Jones and make Matt Patricia my offensive coordinator. Like, give a round of applause to Bill Belichick. If you want to find the perfect way to ruin your franchise QB, do what he did and make your former defensive coordinator your offensive coordinator. I mean, there's no way the Patriots offense can be any worse under Bill O'Brien than what it was under Matt Patricia, man. And people make it seem like Bill O'Brien is a crappy coach, bro. This dude is actually a really solid football coach. During his time with the Houston Texans, they weren't losers his whole entire tenure there. They won the AFC South multiple times. Not just that, but they made multiple playoff appearances. And let's not forget that Bill O'Brien, this dude won a playoff game with Brock the Giraffe Osweiler. That dude signed one of the worst free agency contracts in the history of the NFL. And despite that, Bill O'Brien was able to win a playoff game with them. Bill O'Brien is a solid offensive coordinator. And if you are a Alabama fan, you may not have been the biggest fan of Bill O'Brien, but the dude definitely wasn't terrible. If you have to grade Bill O'Brien and his job as Alabama's offensive coordinator on a letter grade scale of A through F, you probably most likely will give him a B to maybe a B plus at best. Now, he definitely wasn't one of Alabama's better offensive coordinators that Nick Saban has brought in, but the dude definitely wasn't bad. And with New England, I think that his offense and with his philosophy, he's going to be able to not only help this offense improve this year, but he's also going to be able to save Mac Jones, because many people kind of view this as a make or break year for Mac Jones. A lot of people aren't really high on the guy, and some people may consider Mac Jones already to be a bust. But with Bill O'Brien, this is somebody who has a lot of familiarity with Bill Belichick and this Patriots organization. He was on the Patriots coaching staff from 2007 to 2011. Every single year he was on their staff prior to him leaving. They had a top 10 offense. And the year that he called the plays in 2011, they went to the Super Bowl. You remember when they had Gronkowski and Aaron the Killer Hernandez going crazy with their two tight end sets? Yeah, they lost to the New York Giants in the Super Bowl, but they had one of the NFL's best offenses that year. But yeah, people try to discredit what Bill O'Brien did as the Patriots play caller in 2011 because they didn't win the Super Bowl. Like, what? The Philadelphia Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl this past year, and yet nobody was discrediting Shane Steichen? I mean, a lot of people are really lost or really uninformed when it comes to Bill O'Brien and what his role is going to be with New England and how he's going to be able to improve this offense. If you listen to Bill O'Brien, this dude knows what the hell he's talking about when it comes to coaching football. This dude has like hundreds of videos on YouTube of him breaking down plays, route concepts, how quarterbacks are supposed to play the position, how they're supposed to be taught how to play QB. This dude has hundreds of coaching clinics. This dude knows what the hell he's talking about when it comes to the X's and O's of the game. He didn't work out with Houston, but he wasn't a bad coach with the Texans. Things went downhill when he ended up becoming the general manager. With New England, you're having a guy who's going to be able to come in. He's going to be able to help develop Mac Jones, because last year, Mac Jones didn't get developed at all. The dude took a lot of steps in the wrong direction, and it was mainly due to Matt Patricia. Bill O'Brien is somebody who specializes in being able to coach up QBs. Now, he may not have the greatest track record with quarterbacks in the past, such as Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, but you got to look at what he has right now in front of him. And what he has right now in front of him is Mac Jones, a quarterback who perfectly fits what Bill O'Brien wants to do offensively. Bill O'Brien, I was listening to one of the videos that somebody had put out at another coaching clinic that he had did years ago, describing what he wants out of his quarterback. He wants a quarterback that's, one, accurate with the football. That's one of the most important. He doesn't care if you're not a great athlete or if you don't have the strongest arm. All he cares about is how accurately you can throw and distribute the football. That's what Mac Jones does really well. The second thing that Bill O'Brien wants out of his starting quarterback is a guy who is able to properly be able to process defenses. That's something that I think Mac Jones does a pretty solid job of. That was one of the reasons why he was a first-round pick coming out of Alabama, because he was probably one of the best quarterbacks coming out of that draft when it came to his ability to process and read defenses. He's looking for somebody who can make good decisions with the football. Mac Jones is the perfect quarterback for Bill O'Brien's offense. Yeah, the dude may not have been the greatest head coach for the Houston Texans, but he wasn't dog shit like how people in the national media try to make him out to be. And what really irritates me is when people say that the Patriots offense isn't going to improve under Bill O'Brien, bro. I'm willing to bet money, at least $20 to $30, that the Patriots offense will be better in every statistical category under Bill O'Brien. It was amazing that they were even able to win the amount of games that they did with Fatty P calling the plays last year, dog. There's no way this Patriots offense can get any worse than what it was last year, because last year was peak terrible. I mean, Bill O'Brien is a guy who has a lot of familiarity with New England, their organization, and what Bill Belichick wants to do offensively. Now, they may not be the most talented team in this division or in the NFL when it comes to their personnel. The receiving core is less to be desired. They got Devontae Parker. You have Tyquan Thornton, who you spent the high draft pick on in the previous year's draft. You do have two promising rookie wide receivers that many Patriots fans are excited about, and Pop and Kayshon Boutte. And your running back position, you got Rhamondre freaking Stevenson. He was pretty much the only reliable weapon that you had on offense last year. At least Matt Patricia knew how to use Rhamondre Stevenson. That's the only thing that you can give Matt Patricia credit for, was Rhamondre Stevenson's breakout year. Now, I'm not saying that the Patriots are going to have an elite offense under Bill O'Brien. As a matter of fact, I expect their offense to be average to maybe slightly above average at best. But if you're a Patriots fan, you're okay with having an average offense, because an average offense is good enough to get you into the playoffs maybe. You already know that the Patriots defense is going to be really good. All you need is for the offense to be better than what it was last year, and I don't really think the bar is set too high after what Matt Patricia did calling plays for New England last year. Like, I promise you guys, Bill O'Brien is not a shitty coach. This dude can coach some football, man. After y'all get done watching this, go on YouTube and look up Bill O'Brien coaching clinics, and please tell me that this dude doesn't know football, because he does. This dude makes it seem like he knows football more than the majority of offensive coordinators and head coaches out there, man. Like, if you guys were to watch 2 or 3 of Bill O'Brien's coaching clinics, bro, you would be more knowledgeable on the game of football than what you were prior, man. I was listening to him break down one play, and I was just like, damn, I run this play all the time in Madden. And now, every time I run the play in Madden, it's damn near a money play for me. This dude, Bill O'Brien, is a solid coach. He's not the greatest coach. He's not an elite offensive coordinator or play caller in many people's eyes, but this dude is good enough to get the job done for New England. New England is going into a really pivotal year where most people expect them to be the worst team in this division. If New England is going to make it to the postseason this year and exceed expectations, they're going to need good coaching, they're going to need to be disciplined, and they're going to have to get back to their old ways of running things. And what we saw out of New England last year was uncharacteristic. They weren't disciplined. The offense wasn't consistent. It wasn't efficient. Even though this offense hasn't been at the level that it was when they had Tom Brady at QB, this offense was decent Mac Jones rookie season. So if they can get back to that level with some slight improvement out of Mac Jones, they're going to have a chance to compete for a playoff spot simply because of how good this defense is going to be this year. And plus, even though you have to give Bill Belichick a lot of criticism for how he mishandled his offensive coordinator situation last year, this dude is still a top 5, top 10 head coach in the league. And you know, as long as Bill Belichick is your head coach, you're going to find a way to win 7 to 8 games. Bill O'Brien, under his tutelage, this offense is going to improve, man. I was listening to Mike Florio and Chris Sims, and they were breaking down one of Mac Jones' press conferences, and they were talking about how this offense is going to be normal. Like, what's wrong with normal? What's wrong with having a functional offense? That's something that New England didn't have last year. I'll take normal over crappy, because that's what we saw last year. Mac Jones was cussing out Matt Patricia last season. He had every right to. The offense was so bad, and the offensive play calling was so terrible that Mac Jones had to go all over and beyond to seek help outside of the organization. That's how bad this situation was. Bill O'Brien, not only is he going to be able to improve this offense, but he's going to be able to kind of be a stabilizing factor in this Patriots organization. Like, a lot of people in the national media may not be happy or excited about Bill O'Brien, but many Patriots fans are happy as hell to have this guy in Foxborough. Mac Jones is super excited that Bill O'Brien is calling plays this season. I mean, Bill O'Brien is a way better offensive coordinator than what Matt Patricia was. Matt Patricia never called plays as an OC. This dude was a defensive coordinator. This dude was inexperienced. Bill O'Brien has over 3 decades of coaching experience. For you to say that this offense will not improve under him just tells me that you're extremely misinformed. It's not that hard to go from Matt Patricia and replace him with Bill O'Brien. Yeah, I know that the bar was set pretty low, but Bill O'Brien is not a bad coach. This dude isn't the general manager, and he's not the head coach. He's strictly the offensive coordinator. The Patriots had one of their best offenses in franchise history when he was calling the plays in 2011. They went to the freaking Super Bowl, and yet I was listening to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp discuss it, and Shannon Sharp used it as a knock against Bill O'Brien that they didn't win the Super Bowl the year he was calling the plays in 2011, man. And I was just really disappointed because Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Famer. He's played this game at the highest level possible. You think if anybody would know the impact of having somebody who has experience calling plays versus somebody who's learning on the job, going from a defensive coordinator to offensive coordinator, you think Shannon Sharp will understand that this offense has a high chance to improve with an experienced play caller versus an unexperienced one. It just seems like people in the national media just want to use Bill O'Brien as the meat and potatoes of their lame, corny jokes that nobody's laughing at. Bill O'Brien is going to improve New England's offense. This offense isn't going to be one of the best in the league, but it should at least be solid. And if it's 3 notches better than what it was last season, I'm pretty sure Patriots fans will be okay with that. Patriots fans are not expecting miracles out of this offense. They have a realistic understanding of what Bill O'Brien is going to bring to the table. They are okay with having an average offense. Hell, average is way better than shitty. That's what the Patriots put on the field last year. It's a miracle that they were able to win the amount of games that they did last year. Hell, they were still in the playoff hunt despite how bad their offense was last season. Mac Jones and Patriots fans are really happy to have Bill O'Brien as their offensive coordinator. They may not make it to the playoffs this year, but this offense definitely is going to be way better than what it was last season. And with that, this team is going to be better this year than what it was previously. But trying to say that Bill O'Brien is going to fail as the OC and this offense isn't going to improve under him, man, I really think if you believe that, you're really misinformed. There's no way you can tell me Bill O'Brien, somebody who has over 3 decades of coaching experience on the offensive side of the football, is going to be even worse or the same as Matt Patricia, a guy who never called plays on offense and was a former defensive coordinator. If you want the recipe to how to ruin your young franchise quarterback, do what Bill Belichick did last season and set him up to fail behind the garbage offensive line, a wide receiver that lacks dynamic playmakers, and a guy who never called plays on offense. The Patriots may not be super talented when it comes to their wide receiver position, but you're going to have somebody who's going to be able to cook and scheme things up. He's going to be able to find a way to maximize this personnel. Bill O'Brien is not a bad coach, and he's definitely, sure as hell, isn't a bad OC. You may be a little bit upset because Bill O'Brien returns to New England and you wanted Bill Belichick to go outside of the organization, but you guys know how Bill Belichick runs the Patriots. I call this organization the OTF Patriots, only the family, because when you look at Bill O'Brien, he has a lot of ties to this organization and Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick, from what we've seen in the past, normally likes hiring guys on his coaching staff that he has history or good familiarity with. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going back to what you're comfortable with. And Bill O'Brien, as the OC, is what Bill Belichick is comfortable with. I don't get all of the knocks that people have against the Patriots hiring Bill O'Brien. This dude is levels better than Matt Patricia. And that's what people tend to not really understand. Yeah, the bar isn't set high, but damn. You mean to tell me that you don't think this offense isn't at least going to be a tad bit better at worst than what it was last year? Bill O'Brien, on his worst days calling plays, is still a better offensive coordinator than Matt Patricia. And that says more about how terrible this offensive coordinator situation was than it does Bill O'Brien. This dude is not a bad coach, man. Go on YouTube and look up Bill O'Brien coaching clinics. This dude knows his shit. This dude is a really good coach. He may not be the best, but I think he's a pretty good OC, and I think he most definitely is what New England needed. He's going to improve this offense. He's going to bring some stability to that quarterback room. Now that you're going to have somebody who's going to be more respected in Mac Jones' eyes because he actually knows what he's doing. Mac Jones was blowing up on Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears, just giving it to Matt Patricia because the dude didn't know what he was doing. The dude was calling stupid plays, and he was setting New England up to fail. When you have a team that's not all that talented, you need good coaching, or at least solid coaching, to be able to maximize that personnel. The more talented of a team you have, the less effective you kind of need the coaching to be at times. But when you have a team that isn't all that talented, you need elite coaching to be able to put those guys in the proper situations or the proper roles to succeed. I.e., Brian Dable with the New York Giants. This dude had Isaiah Hodgins cooking. Matt Patricia would have never had the Giants offense functioning at the level that it was under Brian Dable if he was the OC. This dude, Bill O'Brien, is a solid coach. In my opinion, he's going to be a good OC for New England this year, and that's why I'm not counting out the Patriots this season. But that's a conversation for another day. The Patriots offense is going to improve under Bill O'Brien, and I'm really annoyed at the takes I'm hearing from people in the national media. People in the national media don't know what the F they're talking about when it comes to Bill O'Brien, fam. And it's really annoying. You guys get paid millions of dollars to talk about this shit. You're considered an analyst. You're supposed to be able to break down the game and help the fans have a better understanding of what they're watching. But instead, you get on national media, you spew incorrect facts, and for most of the people that's talking about Bill O'Brien, they must not have watched too many Patriots games if they think that this offense is not going to improve under him. This dude has 31 years of coaching experience on the offensive side of football. I'm pretty sure he's going to be better than the guy who never called plays on offense and was a former defensive coordinator.